Hi, I'm James, Developer Evangelist at DynamicPDF. Today we explore DynamicPDF HTML Converter for .NET. DynamicPDF HTML Converter is powerful and easy software for converting HTML to PDF documents. DynamicPDF HTML Converter supports the following features. It allows quickly converting HTML to PDF, support for the latest HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, working with files, byte arrays, and URLs, adding custom headers and footers to a document, and finally, DynamicPDF HTML Converter supports the .NET Framework and .NET Core. In this tutorial, we illustrate DynamicPDF HTML Converter's powerful features by performing the following tasks. First, we convert a dynamically generated HTML to a PDF document. Next, we convert HTML to PDF using HTML content from a URL. Then we take our example one step further by combining an HTML string with a URL base path. After that, we convert an HTML string that contains embedded CSS and JavaScript to a PDF document. We then move to converting HTML to byte arrays that contain the converted PDF. Finally, for our last example, we convert HTML to a PDF byte array asynchronously. Let's get started by opening Visual Studio and starting a new application. Start by selecting Create a New Project. Select Console App, .NET Core, C#. Name the application Console App HTML Conversion. From Project, select Manage NuGet Packages, click on Browse, and then type in CETE.DynamicPDF HTML Converter.net. Highlight it, install, OK, accept. After the NuGet package is installed, close the tab and return to Program. Now let's import the using statement using CETE.DynamicPDF.HTML Converter. Replace console.writeLine with converter.convert, and we need a new URI, and let's just select Yahoo, and then let's write our output path. We'll just name it yahoo.pdf. Now let's add console.readKey. And we're doing this just so that the console window doesn't close automatically on us. Run the application. Press any key. Navigate to our project. And there it is. Let's open it. And there we go. Our HTML was converted to a PDF document. A common use case while developing is converting customer data into a report of some kind. For example, you might wish creating a listing of company names, contacts, and country of origin. In a real-world example, you would extract the data from the database and then dynamically generate an HTML table of the data. You would then use Dynamic HTML PDF Converter to convert the HTML report into a PDF report. But here, instead of extracting data from a database, let's use hard-coded data to illustrate creating an HTML table and then generating a PDF report from that table. So let's start by creating a string array of company data. Note that in this tutorial, for convenience, all methods and data are statically added to the program class in program.cs. Create a new method named ConvertDynamicHTML to PDF. Add strings that contain the header, title, the row header, and table tag closing and opening tags, and the close tag. Create a string builder and add the HTML content to the string builder. Create a for each loop that loops through all records of the array of company data. Append the table closing tag and HTML closing to the string builder. Add converter.convert to convert the HTML built by the string builder to the PDF file. Go up to the main method and comment out our previous example. Add the method call to main. Add using system Add using system.text to our using statement, and that covers the string builder. Now let's execute the method. Press any key to close the window. Navigate to the folder in our repo. And there it is, example 5. Open it. And there you go. There's our company contacts listing with the company, contact, and country. Now let's convert a URL to a PDF. But we make the URL a large HTML document and add some formatting such as header, footer, and margins to the PDF document. Create a new method named ConvertURI to PDF. Create a string of the output document path, that's the path to the PDF that we're going to create, and also a string to the document that we're going to convert. And that's a URL. Create a URI and load in the HTML path. Now, one powerful feature of DynamicPDF HTML Converter is the ability to add formatting to generate PDF documents using the conversion options class. Let's illustrate these capabilities by adding conversion options. Add left, right, and top, bottom margins. So we're just creating doubles here. We're going to load these into the conversion options class. Create a new instance of conversion options. Note we pass page size letter, page orientation portrait, the left-right margins that we just got from above, and the top-bottom margins. Note that both of those are in points. Let's add some metadata to the conversion options and also the header and footer. So we add the author, creator, title, subject, and we add the header and footer for the document. Now add converter.convert, and we pass the resolve path, the output document path, and our conversion options. Scroll up, comment out the previous method call, add our method, execute the program, press any key to close the console window, navigate to the folder, and there you go, A Tale of Two Cities. Open it, and there's our document, A Tale of Two Cities. So there's the header, and there's the footer. The footer contains the path to the original document, and it contains the pages. Page 7 of 306. And also notice that our margins were set. In our next example, we convert an HTML string that contains relative paths to 2 images from Wikimedia. What this is illustrating is that you can include relative paths in an HTML document, and if you include a base path, then DynamicPDF HTML Converter will resolve that base path for you. Create a new method named ConvertSaveToFileInputHTML. Add the path to 2 images on Wikimedia. Create a string containing the HTML. Note that the file paths here in the HTML string are relative URLs. Add the URI to the base path. Add conversion options to format our document. Call converter.convert. Comment out the method we called earlier in main. Add our method call. Run the application. Press any key to close the console window, navigate to our folder, and there's the example, second try. Open it. There you go, there's our 2 images formatted. DynamicPDF HTML Converter also supports HTML with embedded CSS or JavaScript. Let's illustrate this capability by converting an HTML string that contains CSS to a PDF and an HTML string containing JavaScript to a PDF. Create the following 2 HTML strings. Create a new method named ConvertHTML with CSS JavaScript PDF. Add the converter.convert method that will convert our CSS to a PDF. Now add the converter.convert method that will convert our JavaScript. Comment out the method we used before in main. Now add our new method. Execute the method. Tap any key to close the console window. Go to the folder. And there's our two examples, JavaScript example and CSS example. Let's open the CSS example. Now let's open the JavaScript example. And there we go. Creating HTML with embedded CSS and JavaScript is easy. DynamicPDF HTML Converter also supports generating a PDF as a byte array. In this example, we convert an HTML document to a PDF containing a byte array. Let's call the CNN.com website. It's a large website, so let's add conversion options. Create a new method named convert write to byte array no input HTML. Add conversion options and a URI. Call the converter.convert method, only this time return a byte array. Write the byte array to a file. Add our using statement. Using system.io. Comment out the original method in main. Add our new method. Run the application. Tap any key to close the console window. Open the folder. And there it is, cnn.printout. Open it. And there's our CNN.com website, outputted as a PDF document. For our last example, we create a byte array asynchronously. In the previous examples, all processing occurred on our application's main thread. But sometimes we might wish to not block our application and convert HTML documents to PDF on a different thread. For example, maybe we need to convert a bunch of PDFs all at once, or we need to convert a particularly large document. In these cases, if we converted the document asynchronously, we can speed up processing. Let's convert a large HTML document to PDF asynchronously. Create a new method named convertAsyncReturnByteArray. Notice that our method returns a task and also uses the async keyword. Add the using statement using system.threading.tasks. Add a string for the output document path, the path to our URL that we're going to convert, and a URI. Create conversion options. Add a title and a footer. Call the converter.convertAsync method. Note the await keyword and that it returns a byte array. Write the byte array to a file. Comment out the original method in main. To prove that it's not blocking, we're going to loop through an iterator while we wait for the PDF to process. This demonstrates that the thread's not blocking and that the PDF is being generated on a different thread. Run the application. You can see the increment increasing. When it's finished, press any key to close the console window. Go to our folder, and there's the document, Gibbons-document. Open it, and there's the document. As this tutorial showed, converting HTML to PDF using the DynamicPDF HTML Converter is both easy and powerful. For more information, refer to the DynamicPDF HTML Converter documentation. If you need to discuss licensing, you can get more information from our website, emailing us directly at sales@dynamicpdf.com, our sales line at 1-800-631-5006, or by chatting with us on our website. You can access the complete source code for this tutorial from our GitHub site. A printed version of this tutorial is available on our blog. Convert HTML to PDF using DynamicPDF HTML Converter. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm James at DynamicPDF. Until next time, when you think PDF, think DynamicPDF. See you soon.